Good morning, Grizzlies. It's Mrs. Smith here. Happy Friday. Because it is Friday, I am here to share a book with you. So I have a book that I just read a couple weeks ago. It's called Beverly Right Here, and it's written by Kate DiCamillo. Kate DiCamillo is our favorite author of Tale of Despereaux and Because of Winn-Dixie. She's just the best. She wrote, this is the third book in a series that she has just completed. The first one is called Remy Nightingale. The second one is called Louisiana Come Home. And this one is called Beverly Right Here. And this is about three girls who are, well, the series sort of follows these three girls who are friends growing up in the late 1970s. And I love Kate DiCamillo. I really do. She's a great writer. She creates really cool characters that I feel like you invest in and really root for toward, throughout the whole story. Like you just really sort of come to love her characters. And this is certainly no different. Beverly she was always my favorite character, even in the first two books, which focused on her other two friends more than her. She was in them, but she was always my favorite because she's so spunky and she's so brave. She does a lot of things that I would never have had the courage to do at, 14, which is how old she is when these stories take place. So I'm going to read you the little blurb and then I'm going to read you the first chapter. Beverly Topinski has run away from home plenty of times, but that was when she was just a kid. Now that she's 14 years old, she figures it's not running away, it's leaving. Determined to make it on her own, Beverly finds a job and a place to live and tries to forget about her dog Buddy, now buried underneath the orange trees back home. Her friend Remy, whom she left without a word, and her mom Rhonda, who's never cared about anyone but herself. Beverly doesn't want to depend on anyone, and she definitely doesn't want anyone to depend on her. But despite her best efforts, she can't help forming connections with the people around her. And eventually, she learns to see herself through their eyes. One of the things that I think you would really like about this book is that it's hard a lot of times for you guys to imagine what life was like for kids during this time. This story takes place in 1979. That was actually the year that I was born. But I know that sometimes when I talk to you guys about what life was like when I was your age in the 80s and 90s, you're always surprised at how different our world was, sort of like how much freedom we had, the things that we were allowed to do, the places that we were allowed to go on our own without parents. And so I know that you're always kind of fascinated to hear those stories about, how when I was 8 years old, I was allowed to ride my bike all over town without a grown-up all the time. It's just what kids did. And we always, went places and played places, where there were no grown-ups around. We were just sort of, allowed to do those things. It was a different time. So because I know you're always fascinated and like to hear those stories that I tell about when I was a kid, I think that you will really like this too, because man, she basically goes and lives on her own at 14. But again, a very different time. So I'm going to share with you the first chapter of Beverly Right Here. Chapter 1. Buddy died, and Beverly buried him, and then she set off toward Lake Clara. She went the back way through the orange groves. When she cut out onto Palmetto Lane, she saw her cousin Joe Travis Joy standing out in front of his mother's house. Joe Travis was 19 years old. He had red hair and a tiny little red beard and a red Camaro and a job roofing houses in Tamaray Beach. Beverly didn't like him all that much. "Hey," said Joe Travis when he saw Beverly. "Thought you moved to Tamaray," said Beverly. "I did. I'm visiting is all." "Well, when are you going back?" she said. "Now," said Joe Travis. Beverly thought, Buddy is dead. My dog is dead. They can't make me stay. I'm not staying. No one can make me stay. And so she left. "What are you going to Tamaray for?" said Joe Travis. "You got friends there or something?" They were in the red Camaro. They were on the highway. Beverly didn't tell Joe Travis. Instead, she stared at the green-haired troll hanging from the rearview mirror. She thought how the troll looked almost exactly like Joe Travis, except that its hair was the wrong color and it didn't have a beard. Also, it seemed friendlier. Joe Travis said, "Do you like ZZ Top?" Beverly shrugged. "You want a cigarette?" said Joe Travis. "No," said Beverly. Suit yourself. Joe Travis lit a cigarette and Beverly rolled down the window. Hey, said Joe Travis, I got the AC on. Beverly leaned her face into the hot air coming through the window. She said nothing. They went the whole way to Tamaray Beach with one window down and the air conditioning on full blast. Joe Travis smoked 6 cigarettes and ate 1 strip of beef jerky. In between the cigarettes and the beef jerky, he tapped his fingers on the steering wheel. The little troll rocked back and forth, blown about by gusts of air conditioning and wind, smiling an idiotic smile. Why are trolls always smiling anyway? Every troll Beverly had ever seen had a gigantic smile plastered on its face for absolutely no good reason. When they got to the city limits, Beverly said, "You can let me out anywhere." "Well, where are you headed?" said Joe Travis. "I'll take you there." "I'm not going anywhere," said Beverly. "Just let me out." "You don't got to be so secretive. Just tell me where you're going and I'll drop you off." "No," said Beverly. "Dang it," said Joe Travis. He slapped his hand on the steering wheel. "You always think that you was better than everybody else on God's green earth." "No, I didn't," said Beverly. "Same as your mother," said Joe Travis. "Ha," said Beverly. "You ain't," said Joe Travis. "Neither one of you is better. You ain't better at all. I don't care how many beauty contests your mama won back in the day." He stomped on the brakes. He pulled over to the side of the road. "Just get out," said Joe Travis. "Thanks for the ride," said Beverly. "Don't you thank me," said Joe Travis. "Okay," said Beverly. "Well, anyway, thanks." She got out of the Camaro and slammed the door and started walking down A1A in the opposite direction of Joe Travis Joy. It was hot. It was August. It was 1979. Beverly Topinski was 14 years old. So that's the first chapter, and it really starts her adventure where she absolutely stumbles upon a bunch of interesting people. She manages to get herself a job and find a place to live, and she just spends some time being a runaway and taking care of herself. So I think you will really like this story. I think you'll be fascinated about what life was like for kids back then. I think you will love Beverly because she's just such a really cool, she's like such a cool character. And she's so, like I said, smart and brave and witty. And she has like a lot of street smarts. She's able to take care of herself and figure things out. And, she has a good sort of gauge of people and a pretty solid understanding of the world for just being 14. So if you're looking for a good book to read, check this out. Hopefully we will get back to school soon, and I have all 3 of these books on our library shelves. I have Raimi Nightingale, which is the first one, and I have Louisiana Come Home, and then this one, Beverly, right here, will be on my shelves waiting for you to come read it. All right, I hope that everybody's doing well. We've been out of school for so long now. This is getting really difficult. I hope you guys are all hanging in there. It's been nice talking to some of you via Google Classroom because I really do miss you. I hope you're reading, and I hope you're making good choices, and I hope you're doing okay. All right. So take care, and I will see you again soon. All right. Bye, friends.